Hey, hey, Kingdom Dream Chasers. It's so wonderful to be back with you. We have a special guest. You are going to love Dr. Janet Roark. She is an essential oil vet, and I have the privilege of introducing you. Just give a big wave to everybody, Janet. Yay!
Hi,
So
everybody.
we're going to be hearing how she has just brought in the industry, right, guys, of direct sales and network marketing, how she's brought so much of her passion, her experiences, her training, and just is serving so many. So we are going to lean into a discovery about your niche and going a little bit deeper with Janet today. But allow me, please, to read her bio. You guys are going to enjoy her so much. So with over 19 years experience in veterinary medicine, Dr. Janet Roark has dedicated her life to helping people and their animals. She first became interested in essential oils for her personal health and soon recognized the revolutionary benefits of using oils with animals. Isn't this awesome? Her first case was nothing short of miraculous, inspiring her to take this incredible resource beyond her local veterinary practice. From consultations and education to social media and speaking events, Dr. Rourke has helped tens of thousands of people care for the animals they love. Though she is recognized worldwide as the essential oil vet, she's here to serve. As one of her clients shared, Dr. Janet is amazing, compassionate, knowledgeable, caring, and such a great problem solver when it comes to naturally taking care of animals. She's an educator with over 150,000 followers on social media. Dr. Rourke is committed to educating others about the safe and effective use of essential oils for animals. She's the author of Dr. Rourke's Essential Oils for Pets guidebook. It's a must have for anyone using oils around or with dogs and cats, and we'll talk to her about how to get your hands on that too. She's a speaker from small group Q&A to large essential oil conventions. Dr. Rourke shares her passion at events around the country and internationally. So we are so blessed to have you with us today.
It's such an honor to be here. I love all your people so much. They're my people, and it fills my heart with joy to be here. And I'm just so honored to be a guest on your show. This makes me so
Wow.
happy.
Thank you. And this is such God divine timing because we have really been talking about in the industry. We've seen so many companies um,
Mhm.
closing. It's very unsettling. And so we've been talking a lot about how do we create mentoring programs, bring in income from mentoring programs that can coincide with and align beautifully with the products that we serve. And so, how do we get into our story deeper, the passions that we have, and align them with? And you have done that so beautifully. You're like a beautiful case study in exactly what we're doing. So thank you for being here.
Yay! I love it.
Well, let me ask you, I first have to go, all right, your bio was very tantalizing. We've got to find out the miraculous story. You've got to tell us.
Oh
I
gosh.
know they were all like, Gail, I hope you're going to ask her what the miraculous story
It was really weird and cool. So it was a horse that I had been seeing for years. His name was is Louis, and he's still with us today. But he's a quarter horse that had a really bad case of sinusitis, and I live in Central Texas,
Did you
so
say like a sinus issue?
a sinus infection
Okay.
basically in the right side of his face. So
Okay.
a big horse, is draining out of his right nostril basically. And over it basically here it's like the allergy capital of the world. We always call it that. And so anytime the winds changed in Central Texas, he would get a little bit of allergy symptoms and then this sinusitis would flare up.
Yes.
So we'd put him on traditional meds, antibiotics for 2 or 3 weeks, and he'd clear up. And then a couple months later, it would happen again, and we'd put him on. So this is like going on for 2 or 3 years at this point.
Wow.
And we were getting to the point where we're like, I was talking to the owner. I'm like, well, we might need to do some additional things, maybe flush the sinus, some additional stuff. And she's like, is there anything we can do besides antibiotics? Dr. Rook, very naturally minded owner. And so I was like, well, I've been reading up on the science behind some of the essential oils, and some of them have antibacterial properties, and we know this is bacterial because the antibiotics work. So we can try it and see if it works, and if it doesn't, we can always try something else next. And she's like, let's try it. And so she was all game for it. And I did this session where I was applying the oils topically on along his back, and on his, like around his feet, which is, there's large blood vessels there, so it absorbs into their bloodstream really quickly. And he was like yawning and licking and chewing, which are all really positive signs in a horse, that like good things. And every once in a while he'd shake his head, and I didn't really think much of it. Did my little session with him, and then was like, okay, now what? And I went and I walked around to the front, and he was like super happy. He was doing good. And I looked down, and there was this giant puddle of mucus. It was like a foot wide underneath him. Like his sinus had completely drained. And
And
I
this
was
is just
like,
from you putting oils on his back
yes,
and
over the
around
course
his
of
hooves,
like,
which got into his bloodstream.
yes, exactly. And so I was like,
Wait,
and his
wait,
nose
which oils was it?
was
Anti you wait,
I honestly would have
antibacterial.
to, I'd have to check my all the antibacterial properties. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
anything with
but
antibacterial.
I remember like looking at that, and like his nose was running clear instead of snotty, and I was like, well, that's interesting. And I drove away from that farm thinking, I guess I use essential oils in my practice now. So, and then I called the owner the next day because I'm like, okay, did it recur? Was it just like a fluke, whatever? And they're like, yeah, his nose isn't even running clear anymore. He's doing great. And the cool thing was, like, he didn't get another sinus infection for about 6 months. So it was about
Wow.
6 months. And then he had another one. We did another oil session. And then that was like over 10 years ago now. And he had never had another one after that. So
That's
whatever it
amazing.
was that was triggering it, that the antibiotics weren't quite getting,
Yeah.
like the oils got, which I was like, all right, this is too cool. I love it. And
Oh
it was
my
just like
gosh. What a
almost instantaneous. It was really phenomenal.
wow. Oh, that is so exciting. I just love it. And I love that I told you, and I some of my clients and people listening know that we lost a beloved pet in August. And I told Dr. Janet, you guys, that next time we get an animal, it's gonna be all essential oils. I'm buying her book and we're gonna we're gonna follow it. So
I love it.
I'm excited for that because it just feels like there's some hope out there. But tell us now, thank you for that. Tell us about when you're working with your, because you have a network marketing business with
Mhm.
an essential oil company. You can
Yep.
share as much of that as you want to.
Mhm.
Um, and then you got into that really, and you were using it for personal consumption, and then
Mhm.
it bridged over into your veterinarian practice. So
Yeah.
tell everybody kind of how has that gone for you? Because one of the things that back in the day when I was active in direct sales and network marketing, it was really kind of taboo. It's not anymore. I just have to clarify up front. Um, but it was kind of taboo to be making money in a different way from the straight on product sales. Like if
Mhm.
you were mentoring or you were coaching or had other things going on. But now it's multiple streams of income and
Mhm.
collaborating the different parts of your life. And so tell us your journey for stepping into this and merging these two wonderful things.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you told me 20 years ago when I was in vet school, like, hey, you're going to be the essential oil vet in a few years, I would have laughed in your face. I would have been like, ha 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 ha, there's no science behind that. I'm a scientist, da da da. You know, and never say never with God, right? Like, he's almost always like, whenever you say no, like, I actually said I would never ever move to Texas, and we've been living in Texas for 15 years now. So, like,
And God's like, just try
was
me on
like,
that never ever.
Are you
Yeah.
sure about that?" And we love it here. So, but I did say that, when I was an undergrad, I was like, "I've never moved to Texas." But here we are. So same thing with network marketing. I was like, I'm a doctor, like I'm a doctor, I'm a veterinarian. I went through extensive training to have the skill set, and like I thought for sure I was just gonna be, a vet forever. But there was a part of me that was unhappy with that, or a little bit like, there's gotta be more than this. I mean, I was going day to day thinking like, okay, I can see like 10 animals today, or I can see 15 if they're all really close together. I'm a mobile practitioner, so I drive. And I'm like, this isn't enough. Like, I'm not helping enough. I gotta do more. And there's more, there's more, there's more. And I didn't know what it was, but I was like intrigued by like online stuff. And certainly with the essential oil stuff, for me, the essential oils were another tool in my tool belt. Like, I have antibiotics, I have, medications. I have my services that I provide, and why not add one more thing to my toolbox, right? And so when I first started out, I didn't understand network marketing at all. Nobody taught it to me. I didn't even know it was a network marketing company that I was using. So I would buy the oils and I would sell them retail out of my truck because
Mhm,
that's what I did with medications.
mhm,
And then I was like, wait, I have this website, so I can just have people order their own stuff on the website, and then I don't have to deal with shipping or have to show up and or do fulfillment and stuff like that. And so we started doing a little bit of that. And then somebody was like, then I started my Facebook page and I started to have followers and things like that. And I had a friend who knew about the compensation plan and network marketing. She was like, so what rank are you? And I was like, what's that? I had no idea. This is how ignorant I was. And so I had just signed up just like on a kind of just like on a just wanted to help out a friend, ordered a kit kind of a thing. And use the oils for myself and like crazy good benefits, right? They helped my headaches, they helped, my husband's plantar fasciitis, like all this stuff. And so then I started like wanting to know the science behind it and then researching it. And then that's when I started using it in my practice because I was like, "Whoa, there's actually some real science behind this." And and then I started so my friend was just like, "What rank are you?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then she taught me the compensation plan, and I was just like, "Whoa, I am
oh,
majorly missing out here." Like I'm just selling this stuff retail, making a couple $100 a year when I could be making thousands if I just um learn how to structure and like learn this other skill set, which is the skill set of doing a business of network marketing. And so she trained me and taught me and mentored me, which was so helpful. And
mhm,
then I learned how to do the business a little bit and then just like skyrocketed, right? Because then it's like, then it was just like, again, one more tool in my toolbox. But again, that multiple streams of income, it came along at a time that was just like divinely purposed. My husband had just left his job working at Home Depot to go back to school. And because I made too much money, quote unquote, now we were dual income. We were making just enough to like pay our mortgage and bills and stuff like that. And then we lost his income, which is about $60,000 a year. And so we lost that. And on top of that, now I had to pay tuition because we didn't qualify for financial aid because on paper I made too much. But I had still had to pay my student loans and all this stuff. And so I'm like, we need some extra money like yesterday,
yeah,
like to be able to do this.
yeah,
And so thank God for network marketing. I mean, like it saved me. It made it so that I could pay my mortgage and do the things. It just came along at a time where I needed extra money. I couldn't work more hours than I was already working. I was already
right,
maxed out.
right,
And I just was like, I need something else, and this was it. It was the tool for me, and we needed it, so
yes,
I didn't have a ton of time to, like, do the business,
yes,
but I did it during lunch. I talked to all my clients. I gave them that as an option if they wanted to get some essential oils. Some of them said no, some of them said yes.
yeah.
I did classes on the weekends when I could. I did vendor events, and then I figured out this online thing, and I was like, "Okay, this is way better."
Yeah. Yeah, this
Um
is what I want. This is where yeah. So I love this because they're nodding their heads. I can see them without seeing them. They're nodding their heads with you like, yeah, you were doing the vendor event and you were doing the weekend speaking and then
Mhm,
then all of a sudden like online you're like, okay, I can do this online. So walk people through regardless maybe of industry or niche.
mhm.
What were those key things, Janet, that really made your business, your followers, your business blow up?
Yeah, so really it's all about the niche, right? And you'd hit on it already. But really it is like I was online in all of these different essential oil groups, essentially Facebook groups.
Yep.
'Cause that was like before TikTok was even on the scene and that sort of thing. That we're talking about like 10 years ago. So I was in these Facebook groups trying to learn more about the essential oils and what people use them for different things. And every single one of them, somebody would be like, "I have a cat," or "I heard lavender was dangerous to cats, so I have to give up all my essential oils, but I can't because it helps me," and da 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 da. And I was just like, actually, here's the truth about what's going on with that. Here's the science, da 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 da. And I would answer their question. So they had
Mhm.
a problem. They were freaking out because they didn't want to hurt their animals. Thank goodness they didn't want to hurt their animals, but they had heard something that was a lie on the internet, and I came in with the truth. And so that's kind of where it started. But I was like, this is insane. I can't keep up with all of these questions on all these different Facebook groups that I'm on. I'm just going to create a business page. And so if people have questions, they can like come to my page and find the truth, the answer. So I started just posting um on my business page, which is Essential Oil Vet, and I just started posting like the truth. Like
That value. You're
somebody would
posting
came, yeah,
value.
somebody would be like, are essential oils dangerous to cats? So I would like do a post about how essential oils can be dangerous to cats if it's in super large amounts, or if it's an off brand, or or like tea tree oil is not the greatest for cats. So I would post the actual facts about it. And so people started referring anybody who knew anything about essential oils, like, and had animals, they'd send them to me. And
Yes.
all of a sudden, like, there was this one, and it often came from lies, that were out there. So I would
Yes.
just there would be a lie, I would tell the truth, and which is so kingdom, right? And so
Yes.
I'd be like, "Well, there's some truth to that, and here's why, and here's what the actual truth is about it."
Yes.
And so I was alleviating fear that people had by just speaking truth and bringing light to a dark situation that people didn't know who to trust,
I
and I
love this, and I
became.
hope people are really grabbing on because what Dr. Janet is telling you is she showed up with value. She
Mhm,
brought truth. She help people find hope and
mhm.
to not feel so afraid of certain things, to move into solutions, right? And you all can do that. You all can do that.
Yes.
You don't have to be a vet.
Regardless.
You all can do that. So
Yes.
keep leaning in and hearing the principles that she's sharing.
Exactly, and so and even veterinarians would come to me and be like, "Hey, I have this client, she's using essential oils, what do I do?" And so I became this person that was like this resource that people started referring people to me and things like that, and it just kind of, it blew up back in, what was like 2016 or something like that. There was like a viral post that went around about how it was like essential oils killed my dog or something like that. And it was like about how this dog got really, really sick, and it was the owner was saying it was because of the essential oils. And so everybody who had essential oils in their home started like freaking out and asking me questions. And so I was like, it was the end of the day. And I remember I was driving to Dallas to go see my sister. I think it was like around the holidays. And I had probably had poop on my shirt, like, who knows? Like, my hair no makeup, like, my hair was in just, like, a messy bun.
But you were upset about this
I looked
post.
I looked homeless, and I had stopped just to go to the bathroom at a rest area, and my phone exploded, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to do something right now, I can't wait." And so I did, like a Facebook Live or something like that, where I just had my phone. It was getting dark, the lighting was horrible, like, it literally could not have been, like, the
It's
worst
like, "This is
situation.
God. This is God. Watch what's gonna
I was
happen."
like, "Do I have a signal? Hopefully, it's not cutting out." And I'm just like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go live really quick and just, like, talk about this." And so I did. I went live and I'm like, "Hey, here's what this person is saying, and here's the truth about the situation, and here's what we don't know based on because we don't know because they just did a little post, so da 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 da. We don't know what brand, we don't know what oil, da 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 da. And then we also don't know what other conditions this animal may have had going on and all this stuff." And oh my gosh, you guys, like, she lost her animal, like, let's throw some compassion out there.
Yeah,
I actually don't think the animal actually died. I think it was just it had to go to the hospital, the vet hospital, got some IV fluids, and that was fine. So I was like, let's have some compassion. This person is like obviously very worried and thinks she hurt her animal,
right.
and that sort of thing. And it was just like a little 5-10 minute thing, and then I just like forgot about it. Then I get to my sister's in Dallas, and she's like, and I look and I'm like, 10,000 views. I'm like, "What is happening? Oh my gosh." Like, I went from like 5,000 followers to 10,000 followers overnight. And I was just like, and then like 15 and then 50, like, just because of this one
This have kept
thing.
mushrooming,
And
yes.
I'm just like, "Oh my God, I wish I would have just like put on some lip gloss or something." Like, I had no idea. I was just trying to like answer some people's questions that they were having. And it just, again, people had a problem, they were afraid. I was able to give them the answer, and, it wasn't like it was just common sense.
Yes.
Like, I'm speaking common sense,
Right.
and you don't have to be a vet, you don't have to be, but people were, like, so glad that I had said something, and then they shared it, and then everybody saw it, and it was, over 100,000 views at the end of it. So not super viral, like the ones that have, like,
Oh,
millions now,
that's
but
yeah,
it was very specific to a certain group of people, people who have
yes.
animals and essential oils,
Mhm.
and that's where that niching comes in, and it's
Yes.
just like, um and it
And
and
did
it
you
just
then niche, like, into dogs and cats specifically? Because you're
yeah, so that's a really good, so let's talk about niching for a second. So niching, basically is like speaking to a specific person.
Mhm.
And I see this problem with network marketers especially
Yes.
because guess what? Our products are for everyone.
Yeah,
But when you're
we always
speaking to
say, "If you're
everyone,
speaking to everyone, you're
you're
speaking to
speaking to
no
no
one."
one. Exactly. Like if you're speaking to everyone, if you're a human, you're like, that doesn't resonate with me.
Right,
But if you say, "Hey, veterinarian, hey, female in your 40s and 50s veterinarian," I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is for me, whatever it is. I don't know, care what it is, take my money," right? Because you're
right.
speaking it specifically to me, and that's what
Yes.
we're talking about with
Do
niching.
you train other vets on essential oils? I
I
love
do,
it.
yes.
Is
I
where
actually
where
got
are
to
your
speak at my first veterinary conference this year, and I had
Oh,
6 hours on essential oils for animals, and then I also had a 2-hour lab where we blended, made some blends, and oh my gosh, it was a huge hit. They loved
oh,
it. So it
how
was super fun. I
exciting.
love it.
Don't you
So
guys see the passion in her voice? And God has this for us. He has these passion assignments for us, and we just believe it, step into it. So, just you're such a beautiful example for
I
us.
love that. So for me, the niche was essential oils and animals, and I connected those. So if
Yes,
you have things that you're really passionate about and you know a lot about, or you're just like, I mean, all of you, I mean, everybody listening here has some things that they have done in their life.
yes,
Let's be honest, that they
yes,
are amazing at.
yes,
And, like, if that's your if you're like, "I am obsessed with gardening," and you include that in as be like, "Hey, let's talk about gardening and whatever it is that you sell." And it doesn't have to be you selling anything. Like, for me, I wasn't really selling anything. I
right.
was bringing value around the
Yes,
stuff that, yes, I do also sell if you don't happen to have it yet, but
yes,
that wasn't the focus. The
right.
focus was, "Hey, I have this problem. I don't know who to trust. Can I trust you? Yes, I can. Okay.
Love it.
Now let's have a relationship and then go from there," right? It's not like the other thing about online stuff is people try, oh my gosh, network marketers are so bad about this. Hey girl, the hey girl messages.
I tell my clients I am a recovered network marketing hustler.
Oh my
If I had a
god.
dollar for every message that I left in somebody's spammy
Girl.
inbox, I'd be a wealthy woman. But we're like, no, we ask, not tell.
Yeah,
You
and you
know,
can't
we
just ask
ask.
someone until you get to know them a little bit, and so that's where social media is so fun because it's like they can get to know you even without you knowing them yet, and
Yes,
then they start entering your message box. It is
yes,
amazing, and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, you don't have essential oils yet? You know what? I have a link right here. Check it out. Let me know if that link works." And then boom, customer for life, right?
yes,
So it's like, but yeah, so niching is a really beautiful thing. And the tighter you can get, the better. So
yes,
like you were just asking me about veterinarians, right?
yes,
So like God started me with essential oils, animals, right? So I was
yes.
talking to owners, groomers, like you name it. Like that's still a pretty big niche,
Big.
even though it's pretty small. And now lately, he's been really having me focus in on veterinarians,
Yes.
specifically holistic veterinarians. You know how small that group is? It's like tiny.
Perfect.
It's tiny.
I
But you
love
know
it.
what? They are so much fun to work with, and they also have their own network because they have clients and things like that. And those clients want natural solutions, and so it just works out really, really well. And so I think getting caught in the weeds and just being like, it's for everybody, that is a danger. The hey
Yeah.
girl spammy messages, like, oh my gosh, please no. Get some coaching around sales. Like call Gail, like set up one of her complimentary appointments, and learn how to talk to people that is more authentic and real, and just I think that's why people connect with me really easily is because I am super authentic. I'm real. I'm like, hey, I'm not perfect. I have problems. I mean, I have horrible depression, and essential oils help me with that. And so sometimes people reach out and be like, hey, what do you use for your depression? And we get to have a real heart to heart conversation and connect with those people and just like try and be there for them when they're going through a hard time. So it's
Wow.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, tell us, there's gonna be so many ways, I don't even know, I don't want this to end, but t as we wrap up, tell people about the different ways they can connect with you. I know we referenced in the bio that there's a book. You have a book.
Yeah, so I have a book. I'm actually working on another edition of that, so that is like TBD on that one. But I do have a bunch of freebies. So I'm a big fan of free opt-ins with and my opt-ins are problem solving, right? So it's like, what are the problems that people with animals have? Ear infections in dogs, brushing your dog's teeth. You know, I have a top 10 essential oils for horses if you're a horse person. Um, I have my safety. So one of the biggest questions I still get asked every single day, even after all these years, is are essential oils safe for animals? And so I have a 17-page safety guide for animals, and you can get all this stuff for free. And then you're on my email list though. So
Yep,
just just like Gail is.
yep,
And so
it's
you'll hear
good.
from
I
me
highly
every
recommend
single
your
week.
email list, by the way.
And I try to provide a lot of value in that too. It's not
Yes.
just me selling my next course or my next challenge or my next, or the next, whatever essential oils on sale that month. It is, hey, here's a recipe. Hey, here's a cool story, a testimony, and everybody loves to read those, right? And so, and like, here's how to use this thing instead of just like you have to buy it kind of a thing. And we have, 4th of July coming up. So we're going to be doing a big free webinar on fireworks and thunderstorms. Really big problem in the summertime here in the United States, especially. And so things like that. So doing some free things, but then also, we have a paid membership, and we have a course if you want to become certified in animal aromatherapy. And of course, if you need to buy essential oils, give me a call.
All right, so yeah, let's do that recap real quick. So besides the free things, so let's go up your ladder,
Mhm.
your offer ladder. So
Yeah.
besides the free things, then I'm hearing that there is a membership. You can come in
Yeah,
and learn,
low cost membership.
low
So
cost
it's
membership.
$27 a month. Yep.
And in that, they're learning essential oil things specifically about pets or essential oils in
All
general,
animals all animals,
all animals.
and that one is specifically animal focused.
Okay.
And that one is, it's got all my protocols. It's been around for 7 years now, and
Okay.
it has thousands of protocols and ebooks and things like that you
Wow.
get access to. And we do monthly webinars in there
Okay.
as well. And so, we just did one on oral health in animals, and so you get to learn all about dentistry and things like that, in addition to the essential oil part of things as well. So we always
Okay.
have the essential oils in there, but really it's education about whole animal holistic health. And I
Okay.
do one on nutrition. There's very little about essential oils in that one. It's more like nutrition based, which is another huge passion of mine, and getting dogs off kibble and getting them
Yes.
eating real foods and things like that. So that one is
So
probably
that's the membership group.
so that's a
Essential
membership.
oils and nutrition and all of that. Then
Holistic, yeah.
you've got courses if they want to be certified in.
Animal aroma if you want to become an animal aromatherapist, I have a certification even if you've never used essential oils before. And so
Okay,
this is and
cool.
if you're a veterinarian or a technician, you actually do get continuing education credit for it in the United States and Canada as well.
Nice.
And so that is kind of like my course. That's a little more expensive. And then I also do challenges, paid challenges, like 3 or 4 times a year, as well as workshops and things like that. Yeah,
Okay, so
whenever.
you use the chat. So we do the one-to-many events, the
Mhm,
taste and
yep.
see, as Pedro would say. So but challenges to invite people in, and then you're gonna offer
Mhm.
them your membership or your I just want people to hear your
Yep.
process or your course.
Yeah, this is actually really good. So from a network marketing standpoint,
Yes.
so you can run a challenge and actually sell your products. Okay, so the way I run my challenges is like, for example, I have a 7-day happy healthy dog challenge.
Okay.
So it is a $95 challenge because you're
Okay.
getting 7 days with me.
Yes.
This is it's pretty valuable. I mean, if you've ever been to your vet, just the exam costs $95.
Yes.
So it's a $95, but if you get it as an early bird, you can get it for half price. And then we do, I think there's like a 3-day 75 or 25% off, and then it's full price after a certain time.
Okay.
But we do that. And so you can opt into the challenge. So people are paying for the challenge for the education that you're providing. You can do it free as well. But for me, I've always done it paid, and it's always been pretty successful because those are the kind of customers I want to
Yes.
have.
Yes.
Is not
Not the
everybody who
pay,
just wants everything
not
for
the
free.
freebles.
And so then if they don't have essential oils yet, they're still going to get a ton of benefit because it's the 7-day happy healthy dog challenge. We're going to cover all the main things to keep your dog happy and healthy: nutrition, digestion, exercise, like all of those things. And then, but if you don't have essential oils yet and you want to order some, here's the next thing. So yeah, so step one, join the challenge. Step two, order your oils because we're
Yeah.
going to cover an oil a day in the challenge.
Nice.
And the great thing is people who already have oils are gonna join the challenge too, and, um, and they're gonna be automatic testimonies. They're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I used this one on my dog and da 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 da. It was amazing." And so the people who don't have the oils yet are like, "Oh my gosh, I need that so that I can also have that testimony." And then at the end, the next step would be if you're not in the membership yet, join the membership. And if you a couple of you are gonna wanna become a certified animal aromatherapy specialist and,
And we're
use
starting
that
on
for
with
that.
such and such date.
Exactly, and so it's a really easy flow, whether it's a free
Yes.
challenge or a paid challenge. I personally did paid because I wanted them smaller. I didn't want a
Yes.
ton of people in there because I would've had, like, 2,000, 5,000 people in there, and I can't I need a smaller group to be able
Right.
to really connect with them.
Right.
And, for me, I wanted it to be smaller, and then those are the people, and we sell, 15, 25, 30 oil kits a month when we do those challenges. It's pretty amazing. So you can add it on to what you're already doing,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and
This.
so
Yes.
like
This.
multiple streams of income with that particular thing. Um,
Love
so
it.
something else
Oh.
I wanted to hit on with that, and I just it slipped
All
on my.
right. Well, if it comes back, because that was so helpful though, just listening to your ladder and listening to how you use the workshops and the
Mhm,
challenges. And I love hearing your because obviously for those who are getting started, if you do free, you're going to get more people that come in, but they might not be more of your right fit people.
mhm.
Whereas when you get those paid people that come in, they are paying attention, and they're
And
ready.
keep in mind, like, also, when I started doing challenges, I already had a ton of testimonies. So if you're brand new and you're like, "I don't know if this stuff even works yet," like, lavender is whatever, but, like, then, yeah, do it free a few times. Get
Yes.
some testimonies. Just be like, "Hey,
Yes. Build
I'm
the
gonna do it
trust.
free for you, but you have
Yeah.
to give me a testimony in trade." And usually they will. People will love it. I remember what I was gonna say. So the other thing, that I wanted to touch on, and this is another thing, um, with network marketing is kind of like a non-kingdom network marketing thing. So when I first started out
Mhm.
with essential oils,
Mhm.
everyone taught us to like, okay, but only serve your team, only serve your team and then new prospects, and that's it. And that didn't sit right with me because I'm
Mhm.
like, I have information that's going to help everybody who already has essential oils too. And
Right.
I don't want to leave them out. That
Right.
didn't feel good to me. So I was like, how do I help? So I had to make a choice really early on. Like, am I only going to do stuff for my team or am I going to do stuff for everybody um, that wants to come?
Yes.
And so that's part of the reason why I have, paid challenges and things like that. Cause they're like, yes, I want to know how to use essential oils with my dog, but like, I'm not on your team. Like, how does that even work? And so I was giving away a lot of stuff for free for people on my team. But now it's just like across the board, like, it's okay. Like, come on in. We'll just welcome
Yeah.
everybody. If you want to learn about essential oils and dogs, like I'm your person, right? And
Yeah.
so that was a choice I made early on. I remember praying to God, like I'm like, what is DoTerra? Like I use DoTerra. So like, what is DoTerra? What is your plan with DoTerra with me, God? Like I don't understand this at all. It doesn't really fit in with anything I do. Like, I'm a vet. God, like, what? He's like,
What do you do?
You wanted to reach more people." And I was like, "Yeah."
Yes,
And he's like,
enlarge my territory.
"This is your mission field." And I was
Yes,
like, "Yes."
yes.
It is. And so I was like, "Okay." And I love it. And part of it, it depends on your company too. With doTERRA, it we embrace everyone, and it is such a loving community. We do a lot of cross-line collabs. Like it benefits somebody else, but I just love those people so much too. And it is so filling of my heart. And I just wanted to mention that because I know
That's so
but
important.
when we start to get a little
Yes.
cliquey with our little team and, like, nobody else everybody
Yeah.
else's team is, like, the
Put on our worldly goggles
competition.
instead of our
Yeah,
kingdom goggles. Yeah.
yeah, it's their
Yeah.
competition instead of people
No.
you can collaborate with, "Oh my
Amen.
gosh, they have so many things that they know that I don't know, and, like, why can't we just all, like, get along and share information," and stuff like that. And so we, have that approach, with our network marketing company, and I just absolutely love it. It feels so kingdom, it feels so, um yes, like you said, like we're collaborating instead of competing, and
Yes.
it's a really beautiful thing. So that was
What
the other
wrap
thing I wanted to
Yeah,
talk
wrapping up, I've got one more question for you. What would you say your team, your doTERRA team, what do they need the most in this environment that we're in right now? What are you finding that they are wanting the most right now for their
I
team?
think the biggest thing is, I think everybody has their okay. So I think the biggest thing is, oh, I'm gonna step on some more toes. So one of the things that is said a lot in network marketing is duplication, right? Duplication,
Yes,
duplication, duplication. But I'm very much like kind of against that because I'm like, I mean, who else is going to be the essential oil vet? Like, you can't be me,
right.
not in like a bad way. It's just like most of my team members are
You
not
got to
going to
find
be
your
that.
lane. You got to find your thing, your God-given
So, what
uniqueness.
is it that you and your individual skills and your individual passions and your individual um God-given talents, like, tap into that. And so my big thing with my team is like, what is your passion? What is your niche, which is gonna be different than mine, and there
Your
might be some
story, your
crossover.
testimony, the things that
Yes.
you walk through.
What
Yes,
is it that like, God has led you to this point, to
exactly.
here, right now. You
Yes,
have been through some horrible things. You've been through some amazing things. You have lived an incredible life, and now you are here right now
yes.
for something amazing for such a time as this.
Amen.
And what is that? Like, what does that look like for you? Dream with God. Ask God, like, what is this for me? Just like I did. And he will give you something that fills your heart and sets it on fire. And and you'll know exactly who it is that you're supposed to reach out to next. And then
Wow.
that's the other thing is like ask God, like, "Who should I talk to today?" And people will pop into your head that you're like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't thought of that person in forever." Just reach out to them and say hi and just be like, "Hey, God put you on my heart today," or "I was thinking about you today." And, start a conversation. It doesn't have to be anything to do with network marketing. Please leave that to the side right now. Just
Exactly,
just
exactly. We
go
don't
say hi to somebody.
yeah.
Make friends. We're in the friends business. It's amazing.
Well, you just gave a bit I just call that a Jesus hug. God just gave me a I don't know if you could tell
Aw.
my smile while you were talking, but it's just such a confirmation of what, God's giving me. And I think, when you connect with kingdom people and you connect with kingdom people in your industry, that we are hearing there is a collective um Holy Spirit message um wandering through, and it
Mhm.
is step into what I've called you to, Gail. Help
Yeah.
others step into what they've been called to,
Yeah.
and that's where you find that depth of relationship with him and fulfillment. It's just a beautiful thing. So thank you for just that beautiful. You don't realize how much you just gave me a Jesus hug in that. So thank you.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you. All right, guys. So underneath the show notes, when this episode drops, there's going to be all kinds of ways to connect with Dr. Janet. And I know you're just going to love getting in her space, especially if you have pets. But even if you don't have pets and you just want to be around her and watch what she's doing. So we thank you so much. And when our new puppy, whenever that is, Lord is going to guide us, comes in our life, I'm going to be right in
Awesome.
your
Yes.
courses and buying your books and all the things. So
Love it. Thank you so
thank
much.
you so much. So appreciate you. and I'm looking for my little button here. And thank you.